Hello everybody, welcome in my draw Chipper Phoenix. Welcome. How are you guys doing this morning? Yeah, we are chilling today. And over a cold, that's too bad. Hey Jaded Valkyrie, what's going on? Alright guys, so we're gonna jump in. We're painting Votann today. But we have some announcement to make, a big announcement. So we'll go over here. All right, there's a couple things going on your screen there. For those of you who are present and can see it, I have 3 goals on the screen, and there's a reason for these 3 goals, and all 3 of those goals are pretty big. Too bad I was getting over my cold. Oh, it's too bad you had a cold. Yeah. You need to be down and out, my draw. We can't have you. I don't know. So, great way to start the stream. So, yeah, a couple of. Hey, my draw. Thanks for the bits, man. Getting the start on the goal. That happened. Yeah, it updated. Yeah, sweet. All right. So here's what's going to happen, guys. Here's what's happening. And I'm going to talk about this a lot today. I'm going to keep answering people's questions and talking about this announcement. But what's going on is I am planning on changing up my streams occasionally, like a once a week thing. And I know I have talked about this maybe the past few weeks. Actually, it keeps it. Yeah. Don't spoil it. So, I've been talking about it. I've been thinking about it, and I think, it's something I've been wanting to do for years at this point, and I think I may be able to make it work, because it's difficult when you get into the weeds of like how to get everything ready and make things work. But I am going to try. This is the plan. To do weekly gaming streams, tabletop gaming streams. That's the plan. That's the big announcement. So if you guys like watching actual tabletop gaming, which is something I enjoy doing. I know I'm the painting dad, but the reason I paint my minis is because I want to game with them. And I've always wanted to do like a battle report channel or do something like that, and I think I have it worked out to where I can make it. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. That's fair. So the goal is to do weekly live streams of tabletop gaming, and here's some plans on how I hope it works. I'm hoping that I can do this gaming, my regular weekly gaming. In an ideal world, it'll be weekly, so once a week, I will schedule a game with somebody local, and they will come over and they will get into my studio here, where I will have the proper setup. So camera, good lighting, a microphone so we can talk. A nice screen to read chat, all that kind of stuff. What's up, Greenleaf? And then we play a game. And I don't have any games like set in stone. My thought was I would reach out to people and see what games they want to play, because I think people understand at this point I am a man of 1,000 hobbies and play a lot of different games. So I am happy to kind of meet people where they are with what game they want to play. So that might mean playing, Horus Heresy or 40K, like 11th edition. I'll play on stream Middle Earth, Star Wars games, Legion, Armada, X-Wing, Magic the Gathering, or Gundam games. If it's probably what I'm playing with Zen on stream. Those kinds of things. If your games are set in stone, it'd be hard to play. That's true. That would be very heavy. That's what I'm working out for, dude. I lift weights so I can play games made of stone. But that's the goal. That's the big announcement, is that I am trying to get live. I'm trying to get to live stream games. I think there is. You consider I do have a dwarf army for Middle Earth, so rock and stone indeed. Now, the reason for the goals. The goals are there because while I have about 80% of what I need as far as equipment and the knowledge and a space to play and to plan and all of that, I have those things, but there's still some stuff I need. And I kind of roughly priced out the items I need, and I decided to turn it into kind of a stream goal to do. So I would love to be able to start this summer. I have more plans besides just weekly gaming too. There's more that could go into this. I'll tell you guys in a minute, but I figure we'll raise the money. I have a cheaper camera in mind. It's actually a very cheap camera in mind to start with. I need brackets to hang things from the ceiling, including I have big box lights, but I need a way to hang those box lights from the ceiling. I need I'm gonna get a cheap like monitor TV to play chat so we can read it from the table so we can talk with you guys. And I also need I'm getting a very budget laptop that I can use to actually stream from my game room. Hello, little ant. Sorry, little ant. You gotta go. So those are things I don't have that I need to do this, and that's the reason for the goals, is to get that equipment to get started. What's up, Phaedros? How you doing, man? How's the Legion minis going? Your droid army. So that's my big announcement. I'm super excited. Yeah, I know. Yeah, they keep drinking the paint. They're addicted to it. They love that paint water, dude. They love the wet palette is what they really like. Working on the crabs, nice. So, some other things that, and I had talked to my family about this, you know, I got approval from the family if they were okay with me trying to do this whole thing, and they're good with it. But something else that I want to do is I want to be able to stream some game nights with my family. So we do play a lot of board games. And we thought it'd be fun to do like a family board game night, you know, on stream occasionally, and do things like that. Find some board games that we have and play. You know, it'd be a fun way for them to be involved in everything. So yeah, lots of fun stuff like that. But I have people in mind. I would schedule games out weeks in advance, so hopefully I would know weeks in advance what game I'm playing, and I could let you guys know on my schedule. I wouldn't have, while my plan is for my gaming streams to be at this normal time that I'm streaming, so this like 11 a.m. Eastern time, there's not a set day. So I would try to work around the schedule of people, because I'd want I'd want different people on the stream. You guys would probably get bored quicker if it was just me playing, you know, like just me and Zen playing, you know, the same 3 games every week. So the idea is to have lots of people. Definitely Zen. He'll be regular, I'm sure. But I have maybe 9 or 10 people in mind that I know could be available during these hours to come over and stream. Is Blood Bowl in the cards? So I don't play or own Blood Bowl. However, I am not opposed to trying it on stream, mind roll. So, just about everything's in the cards. I know Zen wants to teach me how to play Gundam TCG, and there's also the Gundam Assemble game coming out like October or something, or if we get our hands on it earlier, that might be something we play. I was actually interested in getting that just because that game is so, like, it's so cheap. Yeah, and we could do small games, big games. I have a lot of terrain. I would love to play some Horus Heresy on stream. And I would also hope that it would evolve some. So obviously, putting stuff on YouTube would be great, and having a better setup for like YouTube battles and everything. So there's some more permanent things. But also like eventually, getting additional cameras, like a dice camera. I don't currently have plans for a dice cam, but I know a dice cam is something people love when it comes to their tabletop games, just to see what people are rolling. Yeah, different angles, cameras to get different angles on things, and yeah, lots of stuff like that. That's kind of I guess in the cards as far as what I want to do. And all those things would take time. So I'm trying to start with like the bare minimum of, let's get the stuff we need to get it going, and then we improve as we go. I am an idiot and a potato when it comes to working with this technology, especially like cameras and stuff, but like AV things, but that's, I've learned a lot over the years, so hopefully it's enough to where I can figure this out. I'm setting up an Android phone as an RTSP video source. Okay. Yeah. I might be chatting with you then. Yeah. Definitely potato, dude. Yeah, it's not my wheelhouse is like painting a lot of minis reasonably quick. Like, that's my wheelhouse anymore. Yeah, so maybe I'll use you guys for some knowledge and Q&A and everything, because it'll be fun. Another thing that'll probably come alongside this whole tabletop gaming. Heard about AMG's studios. Legion Studio Learn to Play videos. You couldn't see why they were hooing and hawing because there's no dice cam. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's kind of weird. And we're like, yeah, and everybody's like, what happened? And you just have to, like, tell them. Some of the people that I would like to have on stream, and there aren't many people that know about this happening. There was Patreon, a couple of close friends like Zen and my buddy Killacam, because they might be joining me some days on here, and I was kind of getting feedback from them, and my family, and like those are the people that know about this so far. So congrats, you guys. One of the things that'll probably happen when this goal happens, I have to break 2 of my cardinal rules with streaming. And I don't know if you guys will like this or not, but some of the people that I'm going to invite to stream with me do not know me as the Painting Dad and have known me for a very long time. And so I feel as if I were to stream with some of these people, who are people I want to stream and play games with, like my nephew. Dude's 21 years old, he's a super genius, has already got a solid career, and he plays 40K. And he likes to play other games. No brainer. Like, I want to play games with the kid, He doesn't know me as the Painting Dad, and will probably never call me the Painting Dad. He's probably going to call me by my real name. So I think whenever we hit the goal or get this started, I think I got to tell you guys my name, and it's just going to have to be a thing. The other thing is the camera that I have in mind is going to be top down. So it's just going to be top down on the board. And like I said, it's a cheaper camcorder. With having a bunch of cameras and me moving in and out of camera and everything, I might have to do a face reveal as well, just so it's not like, my ugly mug just like pops into camera one day and shocks everybody. So I might do a little video introducing myself proper before we get rolling with it. So you're allowed to say you'd rather we stuck to the online name. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Your face is just fine. No. Chipper, you're so positive. I appreciate it. Frankie figures the best way to support me to get me rolling. So I have money to raise to buy some of this. Like I said, I'm like 80% there, and there's equipment that I need to get this going. And if you look in the bottom right corner, there are 3 goals. There's a bit goal, a subscription goal, and just a donation goal. I think the donation goal should work, tracking just like the standard donate button. Whatever works best for you, if you can contribute anything toward those goals, and I have to tell you guys about these goals too, but any of those, if all 3 of these goals are met, it equals out to the money that I need to pay for everything from like my basic estimate. And I'm not quite in a position just to drop like $600 on something at this point anyway. I've done that a lot over the years. And I think I'm just kind of at the point where I'm like, I can't keep doing this. So any of those to work toward those goals would be great. I know I'm a little self-deprecating, but you know, it's what I have. So, more of a Chad face. Yeah, I do have a beard now, so that helps. It's here on Twitch, Frankie Fingers. Yeah, the subscriptions, if you gift subs, I think for the next few hours while stream is active, if you gift 5 subs or more, you get them 35% off. To prepare ourselves to witness glory rivaling that of Sigmar himself. Yeah. We'll do our Dark Umber here. In my head, you look like Legal Eagle. Dang, that's a good-looking man, too. Yeah, I'd take that. All right. I have been at the gym 5 days a week for the past year to prepare for this moment. All right? This needs to be pulled back. That's great. Dude, it was a dream to look like Votann. You guys know who Votann is from like old like Warhammer Fantasy? Beard, gym, painting talent. I gotta go. Yeah. I bear a striking resemblance to Henry Cavill. That is not the brush I wanted to use. Why did I use that brush? Pick that paint up. So those are things that might happen. Now, as far as these individual things, those are 3 goals. All right. Now, I was trying to think of good goals. Yeah, dude, no, I'm dedicated to snacks too. No, that's probably the reason I don't have a 6-pack. I don't know. But there are 3 goals there. So it's the donation goal. Now, if I will say, like, there's donation, subscription, and bits. I understand how Twitch does like their upcharge thing on subscriptions and bits, but I want to have that as an option because I know there are people that give bits and subs anyway. So I didn't want to be like, yeah, just give me money, you know, like I know there's a benefit for subscribing, right, with not having the ads. So that's available. And, you know, if you gift subs, you know, you give people that gift of like no ads and everything. The best bang for your buck is the straight up donations. So that's the thing. Like if you just want to straight up support the channel, then, you know, that's the way to, like, you know, $1 is $1, as opposed to like the sub goals where, you know, I might get half at the most of what people give, but, you know, I understand whatever way is your preferred way if you can support the channel and the project. And this is very much a thing. I don't have like a time limit on this. You know, when it happens, it happens. But this is, yeah, you know, the sooner it happens, it means, you know, I take a couple weeks, I get everything set up and tested, and then we get the ball rolling. Like that's kind of my time frame. I don't want to like sit on a bunch of equipment or a bunch of money. Like I'm not about that. That's true. We do all technically have a 6-pack. Yeah. I started growing a beard when it started getting cool and everything, and I'd shaved my whole life, and my wife hated when I had a beard. She thought it was horrible. And 20% of 8 and 20%. Okay. They're just dropping medical knowledge on us. And now I think I would scare her if I shaved my face. We're definitely gonna finish up these Thunderkin. Painting these in a batch of 3 is really nice though. This one really quick. Oh, I didn't even tell you guys the goals. Okay, so the actual goals for completing each of those 3 goals right there. All right. Each one of those that you complete is a day that or an evening or something the painting wife streams with me. It's as simple as that. You get to force her to be on stream, whether that is painting a mini or multiple minis on stream, or if that is playing some video games with me. We have both been loving the new Heroes of Might and Magic game. I've been playing that a lot, and so I'm sure she'd be much more willing to stream that. But if the goal happens, she's got to stream with me no matter what it is. Oh my gosh, Heroes Olden Era, I have been so addicted to that game. Yeah, I grew up playing Heroes 3 Complete. I still play that game quite a bit. And that was actually, my wife and I were dating. We were teenagers when we started dating. And she had never played video games, but I got her to try Heroes of Might and Magic 3. We would play, hot seat games together. And she was all about it. Like, she loves that game. I got her into video games with that game. In, 2006. Which I guess the game wasn't that old at that point, which is wild to think, but... Yeah, Olden Era has definitely been the best Heroes game that's come out since 3. I grow a beard, and if it don't come in like Joe Dirt, at least I don't have a mullet. Dude, Joe Dirt is a boss, man. You see how the ladies look at Joe Dirt? The Heroes fan of the internet. I grew up on Heroes games. Started with Heroes 2, been sticking to the series since. Yeah, Olden Era is still on sale. It's on sale through the 14th. It's 25% off, so just $30 if you grab Olden Era. Like by the 14th or before the 14th. Yeah, when I'm not playing that game, I am watching streams of someone playing the game, and it has been either very good or very bad for my mental health, depending on who you ask, I'm sure. What's your main faction, Chipper? And what's your favorite Heroes game aside from I guess you haven't played the newer ones, so we can't say the newer one, but I'm a Heroes 3 Complete fan. And I am definitely a Necropolis player. Look at my budget situation. Yeah. You played Heroes 4. It was fun. Never really one of my favorites. Yeah. I know there's like a little bit of a divide. I think universally, Heroes 3 is the most beloved and the most popular. I have heard people that really like Heroes 2, and it was either Heroes 4 or 5. I can't remember. One of those was like really bad and people hated, and one people liked, but it was a lot different from other Heroes games. I remember I bought Heroes 6. Was it Heroes 6? And man, I tried it. I wanted to like it, and I just hated it. It was a miserable grind. So Olden Era is fantastic, though. Inferno, yeah, okay. What was Academy? What was Academy? Was that like the main humans? Inferno's like the evil devil people, yeah, the demons and stuff, and all fire and everything. Academy was wizards, okay. Sorceress, here's 3. You're a dungeon player, okay. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I'm a Necropolis player, like, through and through. Second main castle, yeah. So dungeon is an Olden Era. And they're pretty true to form. Even, like, some of the replacements. I know in Heroes 3 they had, like, harpies. They don't have harpies, but they have, they're dark elves. But the dark elves are essentially, they have that same role as harpies. They can teleport in, attack, and teleport out. So, and do things like that. But yeah, anyway, those goals, when we hit those goals, each of those goals is a painting live stream that we're going to do. Hey, my draw, thank you for the subs. We're on our way. Tacit Plague, Helium Butters, Hangerhead, T-Mist, thank you, or welcome in, guys. Enjoy your ad-free viewing and your generous gift from MyDraw. I appreciate that, MyDraw. Did the promo work? Was what? I don't. I'm assuming it worked. I hope it worked. Why to keep painting wife with free time? Exactly. Yeah. What was she gonna do? Read books? Play Heroes on her own? Yeah. So John Lockridge, the big announcement is I am planning on doing. Hey, thank you for the donation, Jaded. I appreciate it. $10, man. Getting toward that goal. The announcement is that I am planning on doing weekly live streams that are gaming, tabletop gaming. So plan is for a variety of games, and I'm raising some of that money that I need to get those like couple pieces of equipment that I need to kind of finish out what I need to get everything started. So it's going toward I'm getting a cheaper camcorder. I need a monitor or TV to read chat. I need a little laptop, just like a little cheap laptop to be able to handle the stream.
It's cold.
Hey, Chipper, I'll take a drink. Let's take a drink and stretch, guys. So that's what we're doing. Those are the goals on in the bottom right there. Oh, I drink so much water. All right, let's stretch. Ooh, that feels really good. All right. Yeah, I appreciate it. So, yeah, big plans with the live streams. Like I said, it's just whenever we can get the funds to get the equipment, I'm gonna grab everything I need right away and get the ball rolling. I do have merch, yeah. Yep. We got aprons and mugs and stickers and what else? Mouse pads, things like that. Fourth Wall is who I recommend for merch. Their merch is really high quality. Yeah, I've been pretty impressed with Fourth Wall. Now, Fourth Wall's gone kind of. They're getting a little too like corporate and making like weird creator decisions lately. That's a little annoying, but even with all that, they're still better than the competitors at this point. Oh yeah, there you go. That's sweet. get the elbows here. So yeah, goal is weekly gaming streams. Variety of games. What's up, Cultured American? What is going on? There's so many games I want to play, and like, yes, this is an excuse for me to play games every week with people, you know, I enjoy in person and everything. But that's what I want to do, and I'm really excited to do it. Yeah, I'm sure there will be people. I could probably think of 10 different games that I'd be able to play like right off the bat on stream. But I'm sure we could do votes sometimes and let you guys decide what we play if the person's up for it. What's up, Hangerhead? My draw is the man. Glad you haven't muted me yet. Yeah, so we're just trying to raise the money to get the equipment that I need. I said I have most of it. So I have lighting, I even have acoustic paneling set up in that room that I've had set up for years. That room has no echo. It's incredible. It sounds so good, the acoustic quality of that room. I get a small cut. I mean, it's nothing like I'm not going to make a living off of selling my merch. I think what I actually did, Jaded, was I priced it as low as I could, as low as they would let me. Because what they do is they have a minimum price where it's like, here's what it costs and here's your minimum price to sell it. And I did the bare minimum. So like some of this, like a hoodie I might make like, it's like $3 to $5. Some of the smaller stuff I might make like $1 or less. But I wanted to just I'd rather sell like cheaper stuff to people. I don't want people paying like $50 for a hoodie or whatever. I think that's crazy. I have an apron. My apron is from Fourth Wall and I really like it. I think I bought the kitchen apron. It might have been the slightly cheaper one. And I will say it runs a little small. So I feel like this one is a little small for my taste. I'm not like a particularly large person, so I'll have to look up which one I got. I can't remember the difference between the two. I might take the one I bought just off the market, just because I wasn't a fan with just the one size and just how it's like the kitchen one. The kitchen apron I think is the smaller one. You don't see? Okay, no, it's not on Streamlabs. It's on Fourth Wall. If you type !" merch, I think it brings up the Fourth Wall website. Yeah, there you go. Hopefully that's what they did with the URL. I hope that works still. Does that work? Okay, good, it works. All right, so yeah, the cooking apron is the one that's a little smaller. The cotton apron, it's more expensive, but it's much better. I'm not going to touch my URL. It's sitting as it is, but they oh yeah, level 2 hype train, nice. They took out like creator specific URLs unless you are part of their like pro program and like pay them every month to do it, which is funny because my link still works. So it was last year they did that. You know, if I'm not touching something and the link still works, I'm just going to let it go. I got grandfathered in. Yeah. There you go. They think I'm grand. I'll take it. I'm not going to complain. Thank you, Fourth Wall, for your generosity. I start doing these live stream games, guys. You can see all my terrain. My terrain in all its glory. I have quite a bit of terrain. I have a large shelf full of terrain. Like, you know those big, like, plastic storage shelves? Like one of those things. Okay, so that's it for the black. These videos are going to be done quick. Now, an unfortunate thing about stream today, while I wanted to paint a bunch of Votann, these are the only 3 I have primed. Because I got caught up in other things this weekend and didn't prime the rest of them. So I'm going to prime them this afternoon, and then tomorrow and Thursday I'm going to try to finish up the rest of the Votann infantry, and we'll get that tank painted as well. That's the plan, though. Yeah, if we get this going soon enough too, it might be fun to do some like opening release day 40K 11th edition streams or something. That might be a cool stream day. Yeah, man, that'd be fun. I even have a dice tray. You guys know that? I planned for streaming and recording games years ago. And I couldn't, for some reason, like, it never clicked with me. I'm like, man, this is so much. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to get this going. And, like, last week, it, like, clicked with me. Like, what I need to do and what I need. And I was like, you know what? I have the consistent like, stream time. I have people that would be able to stream with me. I have enough games, enough painted minis. I have enough painted terrain. I can do this. Like, I'm just gonna do it. And so, sure enough, I kind of worked out some pricing and stuff. And Zen was helping me figure out a couple things too, like some things I didn't think about. But yeah, I think we can make it happen. And yeah, I have a TPD dice tray, and it's not for sale anywhere. It was actually, I had someone on Etsy make it, like custom make it for me, and I use that every time I play a game in my house. That's the dice tray I use, but nobody on stream would know it because when do I just put a dice tray on stream? So yeah, having a dice cam on my phone. Can I use any phone for that, Mydroll? Like, can I pull out an old cell phone? You just have the, like, the right hookups or whatever to plug it in? Because that would be legit. Use an S21 for your mainstream. Yeah, and it's not like your personal phone at the moment, right? Yeah, because I have old phones I can use for that, so who doesn't have a box of old cell phones? Okay. A little wash on the red here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab bone, and I'm going to come back through on this. And now the wash on this bone color is all pretty glossy, but that's just because the flow improver mixed with the wash always tends to make this paint a bit glossy. So just kind of what it does. Yesterday, guys, I'm going to use dark ivory. I'm going to do dark ivory here. Yesterday, I take a car in for an oil change, and I was there for 4 hours. 4 hours. $5 application. Well, well worth it, yeah. Update response request. I asked him to add zoom, and he was like, sure thing. Oh, sweet. Okay, yeah. That's legit, dude. Yeah, we could do dice cam day one then, if that's a thing. So we'll call it a sponsored dice cam. We'll do yeah. But yeah, I was at the dealership for 4 hours. And I realized I think I'm done getting a lot of my repairs at the dealership. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of paying so much money for things. I want to spend my money on cool stream things, not fixing a car or doing car maintenance. And so yeah, there's a couple of repairs that they recommended that I declined. I was like, I can do these at home. And I don't work on my car. And I know what Frankie Fingers, you're a mechanic, right? So you're probably like scoffing, but it's just not something I did. And so I'm gonna start now. Our oil changes are cheap at that dealer just because it was like a thing they do at that dealership where you get, which is funny, they've changed their lifetime deal retroactively on people, which is kind of funny. But it was, if you bought a car from there, they did $20 full synthetic oil changes for life. But actually for life means life for the life of them wanting to do that deal until they want to raise the price on it. A couple years ago they raised the price on that. I think it's $30 now. But $30 full synthetic oil change is nice. I figure I can take it in there for an oil change and they can tell me what else is wrong with the car. And then I can just do those things. Dealer mechanic for 6 years. I tell people to avoid them unless they get a recall. Yeah, 20. Yeah, full synthetic. Like that's really cheap for a full synthetic. So I'm cool going there with that and getting the inspection, having them tell me what maintenance needs done, and then I'm just gonna do some of this stuff. No barrel drilled? No, these don't get drilled. These are like weird conversion beamers, so I don't like drilling out like laser barrels. Because, it's like, is it like a reflective light thing? And does that have, a barrel that needs drilled? Or so no, I won't drill the barrels on these. If it were like a bolt gun or something, I would drill the barrel, but not on these. What's up, Night Trap? How you doing? These are for the oil change. They try to upsell me. Yep, taking a mechanic. Yeah, for a second opinion. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, the full synthetic oil changes they're really expensive. I know other places sell them. They do like $70-$80 here. So, and that's like an American car that probably doesn't take half the work as a German car does. Yeah, 4 hours. Fortunately, the like waiting area at that dealer is really nice, so it wasn't like horrible, but man, I have stuff to do, you know, like smallest barrel I don't know. I mean, I've drilled out some pretty small barrels. I have a little drill called a wow stick, and it gets pretty small. Eyeing the Fantic? I don't know what that is. What is that? Oh, okay, it's like a wild stick, alright. If it works. I also have like a Dremel tool that's been very useful with terrain, especially the terrain work I was doing this weekend. I can show you guys. How about when I finish these minis up, I'll show you guys the some of that terrain I painted, and I'll show you some of the things I did. And then I might work on some rebels for the rest of the stream. But I'm gonna stream the full 4 hours. We have that the discount on gifted subs for the next about 3 hours at this point. It's actually about 4 more hours on that actually, but so I'll stick around until that's done. Well, maybe not until it's done, but until, you know, normal time, and we'll see. Need to go get some isopropyl at a hardware store. I found out, you know, I could order isopropyl online, like Amazon, get delivered the same day, but it's cheaper to buy it from a local hardware store. The 99% stuff for 3D printing. Alright. Yeah, that's good. Highlights on this armor. Very good. So how was your guys' weekend? What was everybody up to? How was your Monday? I told you about my Monday. It kind of sucked. But mowed the lawn. That was nice to get done. Though I hate doing it. Just moving along with the highlights here. We'd have the new guy, Barrick something. Is that his name? Stormbrow or something like that. We have him. We're gonna paint him this week. Should be fun. Good weekend. Try to do some batch painting the way you recommended. Wound up assembling a 2-box instead. You know what though, Jaded? You got things done, right? That's the key. I used to love assembling minis way more than painting them. I don't know if I do anymore. That was me for most of my career. I could talk, but ADHD much? Yeah. Hey, progress. Hey, it's fine. Yeah, it's quite the ADHD thing, right? You have the scripts to prove it, yeah. I was diagnosed with ADHD as an adult, but I never got prescriptions. I didn't want to deal with medication and stuff. So I'm a raw dog in the ADHD, and just do my best to trick my brain into doing productive things if I can help it. Which is probably why I always have like 100 projects going on at once. This time we want to know it's true. I might as well go get the diagnosis. Yeah. You know, for me, in all seriousness, for me, ever since I was like 10 years old, I have had, problems focusing and everything. And like, I was a really smart kid in school, and I learned at one point that I don't have to do homework and I can still pass classes. And so I didn't bother, like, why would I waste my time doing that when I could do something else? And then I would just like go take a test and, oh, cool. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I know, like, through a lot of my life, I had issues with thinking or being called lazy, and like I never want to do the work, and I had plenty of days where like I would like skip college classes, and I could just sit in a chair and literally do nothing for the entire day. And the whole time I'm thinking to myself, like, man, I should get up and do something. And then, like, I wouldn't. And those kind of days still happen. But I have had days like that. And I used to have them, like, really frequently. Or, like, I had a lot of issues with stuff like that. Well, you went and took the test and failed? Yeah. So, when my son was, like, a toddler... Maybe not taught. He might have been like preschool or kindergarten or something. So a few years ago, my wife was telling me about, like, there's a couple little things my son does, and she's like, maybe we should think about getting him tested for ADHD, when he's a little older and stuff, but just something to keep in mind. And I was like, oh, like, what kind of things? And she was describing things. She's an elementary school teacher, so like she sees this stuff, and I was like, wait, what? Like, he's just doing things that I do, and I actually found a YouTube channel, and I'll give the lady a shot. It's called How to ADHD. It's a very, like, the lady is so squirrely, but she does videos on like ADHD and like identifying it and everything, and I kid you not, 100% serious. I was watching her video, like a video about like, you know, thinking you might have ADHD and like what are some signs, and I was in tears watching the video because she was literally describing like my childhood, teenage years, and like young adult years. She was like describing me, and it was like terrifying. So I talked to my wife about it, and she was like, yeah. She's like, that makes a lot of sense actually. So yeah, my oldest brother, he has ADHD, but he's like very obviously like ADHD, and my parents had him like, you know, he was like diagnosed as a teenager or whatever, and like had medication, had like an IEP in school and everything, and like that's been a thing. He's had ADHD medication for, you know, a lot of his life. Well, I talked to him and his wife about it, and I was like, I think this is me, you know, like this is what I've experienced and like everything. And yeah, and I went to a doctor, and I ended up being diagnosed with it, and he was, you know, asking about medications and stuff, and I didn't want to do medication, but just the fact that I know that it's me is like game changing, right? Like just that knowledge. And like some days it's difficult, and like I have some very unproductive days sometimes, and I always hate being like, you know, well, I had a bad day, I didn't get anything done, it's just my ADHD. Like I don't want to do that because it's like it makes me feel like I'm making an excuse. But I do understand. ADHD gifted child. Yeah, same here. Self-taught to a college level, but I hadn't really used my brain that often. When I did go to college, you got 100s easy. Wow. So my oldest brother, he's really interesting. I'm going to try to get him on the stream just because the dude is awesome. But, and he plays 40K. But he was ADHD and everything. He struggled through school, through high school and middle school and everything. Well, he was always the one, like my middle brother and then me. So I was the youngest, and the middle child, he was the one that was like, blame it on the ADD. Yep. Channeling my inner AWOL Nation. He always did really good in school, and he's super smart. And then, like, you know, I was able to do well in school, but I didn't do as well. And I'll tell you in a minute, Anthony. I'll tell you. It's yeah. I did make the announcement, but I'm gonna figured I'd be talking about it all week. So, but my oldest brother was the one. He struggled, and so my parents got him the help he needed and everything. And I kind of just flew under the radar. Well, he did crazy, random, odd jobs through his life. Like he was a masonry apprentice, and he worked as a plumber's apprentice, and then he went to California and was like a wildland firefighter, and he did all these crazy things. He's in the Marine Corps. Well, he's like, you know, I want to be a firefighter. Okay, so he goes to his EMS course, which it's an associate's degree they do in like, it's like 9 months straight, like 9 to 5 classes, very grueling. You take tests like every couple weeks. I know if you fail a test, you get one retry. If you fail it again, you're out of the class. It's just, it's very strenuous and difficult. A lot of clinicals. One of my best friends, Killa Cam, who's a mod here, he's a firefighter in EMS, and he took that class. And I remember him telling me about how seriously difficult it was. Well, my oldest brother takes this class, and he was the top of his class. He aced everything. He was like a super genius in this class because he was like all about it and super interested in it. And everybody was like really surprised. We thought he would really struggle with it and have a hard time. No, he was all in. Like 9 months of classwork and clinicals and stuff, and he completely excelled. And he is an incredible like medical provider. So go gadget hyperfocus. Yes, yeah. He channeled the superpower, dude. He did it for 9 months straight. Yeah, it was great. You're really blaming something when that something is a major shift. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. It's hard to say that with like people that don't understand though, or just to like in the public in general and just like kind of eye roll when they're, it's not a like a disability people can see or whatever, right? It's yeah. Okay, Anthony, you ready for the announcement? Nervous when I meet the stream because I'm on a call. My girl says degloving 101. Yeah, oof. No, my brother, he shares the most wild stories with me. Especially 4th of July. He shared with me last year, 4th of July. I'll get the answer. This story's too wild. If you're squeamish, you might want to mute. But he was telling me, so he worked, let's see, I saw him on July 4th. He did like a block party in his neighborhood. He worked overnight July 3rd. And he works for a private EMS company now, but they still have like, they're connected to dispatch and everything. And they'll like cover, overrun like townships and stuff when they don't have available ambulances and everything. But he was listening in on a dispatch call, and the call was a person, and I'm telling you guys, if you're squeamish, this might not be this. He shares these stories all the time with me. A person had put a firecracker in a place where you don't usually put things, and it was an adult man, and it's not the place you think. If I can put it that way. A very, very small entry. And then set it off. Like, what do you think is going to happen? So, my brother's listening to this dispatch call, and he's like, I have to take this run. He's like, I have to see what this person, like who this person is, because they're now missing their genitals, because they made that choice. And he's like, yeah, it's 4th of July. Yep, yeah, my draw, that is exactly what happened. Yep. He unfortunately did not get to go on that call, but he was telling me about it and just how wild it was. Like, I don't know what possesses somebody to do many of the things that led up to that decision. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay, all right. With that fun, not quite a degloving story, but announcement, Anthony. You can unmute if someone's muted. I'm done talking about it. But my plan, alcohol or something much stronger, was definitely involved in those decisions. Yeah, we are in Ohio, so I mean, there's a big chance that or more than just alcohol. So, announcement, plan. I have a plan and a goal. I know, yeah. I mean, you did, right? Weren't you muted? No, yeah. So, I just want someone to say, please unmute. Yeah. Well, I mean, you did enough there, so if someone's muted, they can unmute now. They should know. My plan is to start, hopefully sooner rather than later, to start weekly live stream tabletop gaming. That's the goal. Or the plan. So, I want to play a variety of games. I want to have a variety of people on to play games. Lots of different... Oh, I am so pumped to play Horus Heresy on stream, but we'll play different stuff. My idea is that I will have guests come on to stream and play, and I will let them suggest a game they want to play, and then I will play the game with them. And what'll happen is I'll schedule these hopefully a couple weeks out would be my goal, And yeah, schedule a few weeks out so I get an idea of what's going on if we need to prepare something specific. But yeah, and then we play a game. Could be just on my short list here. There's 30K, 40K, Middle Earth SBG, The Old World, Star Wars Legion, Star Wars Armada, Magic the Gathering, Gundam TCG, Gundam Assemble, what else? If Zen wants to come on and show me how to play Marvel Crisis Protocol, I'd be happy to learn. Someone was asking about Blood Bowl. If I were to get in the Blood Bowl, I'd definitely play it on stream, or if I know that game's pretty cheap to get into. StarCraft Tabletop is one. Yeah, if someone wanted to come and show off some stuff and teach me how to play. Just I don't collect StarCraft Tabletop, but yeah, that is a good one. Yeah. So lots of different games. I also want to do an occasional family board game night with my family. So my wife and son, we play a lot of board games, and they love the idea of playing board games on stream as like an evening stream. And with summer coming up, if I can get this going in the summer, we can do that more frequently as well. So that's the plan. I am so pumped to have a plan for this stuff because it's something I've wanted to do for a long time. Now, I have to hit a couple goals first because I have most of the equipment that I need and I have a good setup. I still need some more things. So if you see, I don't know if you're on phone, you can't read this, but these goals right here, down here, those 3 goals add up to what I would get is about $600. And that money will go toward getting those it's like 5 or 6 pieces of equipment that I need to make all of this happen, to like officially have the stuff to be able to do these streams. So, I need a cheaper, I'm going to get a cheaper camera. I have a camera kind of picked out, a cheaper camcorder to do like a top-down view. But man, if I have a good enough cell phone camera, my draw, do you think I could get like zoomed in on a tabletop with like a Galaxy S10 or something? I have an S10 Plus as my older phone. If I had that set up, do you think that could zoom in pretty well? I don't know. Because if I don't have to buy the camera, that cuts many dollars out of this goal, possibly $200 out of this goal. Actually, what did I have written down for that? Because that again, that would just make it happen quicker, right? Yeah, that would cut out a very big chunk of the goal. I need a cheap laptop to be able to stream in the other room. I can't stream from my desktop into another room, into a game room. Yeah, well, yeah, the dice cam can be a phone. We have 2 old phones and I can use 2 S10s as phones. But I'm talking about I'm gonna get stormed on if I don't get out there. Yeah, you do what you gotta do, Jade. Have a good one, and thank you so much for hanging out. So the idea is, I have a table in the middle of the room, table. The idea is a camera straight down over the middle. Yeah, and I want to mount it on the ceiling. So I have cheaper brackets in mind right now. If that stuff works and I can continue going on and upgrading, then I'll have to make like crazy incentives or something to get people, encourage the whole thing to grow, right? Or maybe do like a Patreon exclusive stream every once in a while or something. So a camera top down, and then Mydraw was telling me about doing dice cam with just an old phone camera, so I can just set up a dice cam, and I actually have a dice tray. I'll show you guys. I'll go grab it right now. Let me show you guys my dice tray. Virtual dice rolls off the table. Man, virtual dice rolls would be cool for like viewers. Is that what you're talking about, Slave? 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. Oh, you mean like not even rolling dice when I'm playing a game, like physical dice, just throwing it in and having like a separate thing. That's not off the table. I don't know. I like using my dice though. This is my dice tray though. You guys see this? Hold on, I'll zoom out. I have an actual dice tray. This thing has, I have literally used this for years. But this is my nice dice tray here. So we can do dice cam. I've had that for years, thinking I was going to play games on stream or on yeah, virtual dice for efficiency. No, I had that custom made from a person on Etsy. Yeah, that was just for me. Again, that was maybe like 4 years ago. I had that made. Yeah, efficiency. I think I'd rather set up the dice cam. That's probably just easier. Just having a little camera and that dice tray off to the side is probably less finicky than getting a dice program application. But yeah, kind of like tournament streams and stuff, Anthony. Yeah. Just live streaming games, chatting with people on stream, finding ways to get you guys to participate. Weekly game streams, and they'd be happening in like this time slot right here. But it would just be when I could get someone into a stream, like whatever particular days could make that happen. I think what would happen, Cultured, is we'd have a program open and like shoved in the corner of the screen. And then we would just, if it's your turn to roll dice, you just walk over and type your dice in and roll it. But I think it's probably, it might be a little quicker just to roll normal dice anyway. That's a fair idea though, Slade. Fair idea. I don't hate it. I think I should be okay to do normal dice though. How are you feeling about 11th? I'm not particularly interested in 11th at this moment. It doesn't seem like enough of a change to make me interested. However, I will play it on stream with someone if someone wants to play it on stream with me. We get this set up. But that is the money that I'm raising, is to pay for that equipment. But if I'm able to use just a phone for the camera, if that works well enough, then that'll seriously knock off $200 off that goal. So, which $200 for a camera is pretty cheap anyway. Cameras are expensive. Feeling about the buddy cop Star Wars movie coming out? I'm looking forward to it. We're gonna go see it next Friday, which is like release day. It's my son's first day out of school for the summer. Man, I love Starsky and Hutch though, so. Yeah, that's the big goal. That's what it is. The big announcement. Original buddy cop, stop or my mom will shoot. What? The Rockford Files. I'm not familiar with that. Okay. 70s cop show. It's long for a Mandalorian movie. Eh. I mean, it might be like a season of TV crammed into a 2-hour time slot, right? James Garner was the original lead for the show. All right. Is a little before my time. When I was a kid, we used to watch like Walker, Texas Ranger. Where it is, he literally, like, in Walker, Texas Ranger, like, tells a kid to stop having cancer. Or something crazy like that. It's wild. The gift sub. Yeah, Butters. Enjoy the no ads. Oh, he tells a kid he has AIDS. Okay, that's what it is. What was that? What's that wild scene? All right, here's my like dating myself thing here. This weekend I made my son an omelet. Okay? He wanted an omelet, so I made him an omelet. Sound like something a little different. So I made him an omelet, and then I kept saying through the whole weekend, omelette du fromage. And neither he nor my wife know what omelette du fromage means or is from, which is egg and cheese, right? But I tried to. I looked up a clip of Dexter's Lab to show my son the omelette du fromage episode, and he did not find it as funny or amusing as I did. Yeah, it's from Dexter's Lab. Old Andy Tartakovsky's show. Yeah, he didn't find it particularly funny. I was like, whatever, kid. You don't understand it. Yeah. He has to study for a French test in school, even though he's like in 4th grade or something. And he's too busy like studying molecular biology in his lab to study for his French test. At the last moment, he comes up with the idea of like a subliminal messaging headpiece while he's sleeping that's going to teach him French. And the computer or the tape or whatever gets stuck on that one phrase, omelette du fromage. It just repeats that in his head all night while he's asleep. And he wakes up and all he can say is omelette du fromage. That's what the episode's about. It's a good episode. A spoiler, he aces the French test. Because apparently the answer for the French test, the only answer was omelette du fromage. Okay, we got silver. Let's get a this brighter, this Nova. Man, I love this Nova orange color. I watched a video from Stolly. You guys are familiar with him, the YouTube painter. and he did a review of the Monument Hobbies One Step. Yeah, the girls are like all over him because they're like, French is the language of love, and he's like, omelette de fromage. Like obsessed with him, yeah. Shows we watched from the early 2000s. We're so far out there, yeah. Yeah, he's like whispering in the girl's ear, yeah. They're like crawling all over him, yeah. Ren and Stimpy, yeah, Rocco's Modern Life. Well, I don't think Ren and Stimpy was ever a kids show, but I also don't think our parents understood that just because something's a cartoon doesn't mean it's not made for kids. My mom hated The Simpsons, though. She never let me watch The Simpsons, but man, I watch The Simpsons every single day. Animaniacs is great, yeah, it's a good one. That show had some questionable humor, but it was like humor that you wouldn't hear if you were a kid. As an adult, it makes it extra funny to watch, but Dee Dee runs the D&D game. Oh, I don't remember. I vaguely remember parts of that episode, but I don't remember like the whole bit. We'll finish these minis, and then I might actually work on some of my Legion Rebels here in a little bit. Tunes are a thing. Been so since the beginning. Yeah, exactly, but yeah, at some point cartoon just became a thing where it's like, yeah, those are only for kids. Or at least that was like the mindset. Star Cafe episode where they meet the Star Trek characters. Yeah, I think I remember that, yeah. There's also the episode where they meet death. And I remember one of the characters from Animaniacs, I can't remember who it was, but they meet death and they go into, I don't know if it's like hell or the underworld or whatever, but he's like wow, he's like, is this hell or are we in Ohio? I was like, man, oh yeah, Pinky in the Brain, yeah. Yeah, Cartoon Network definitely had like a bit of like a blurred line when it came to yeah, like a lot of their stuff wasn't like strictly like kids content, which I think was to their benefit. Yeah, Ren and Stimpy is definitely not a kids show. But yeah, I guess that was Nickelodeon. And plus, of course, kids watch it because it's a cartoon. Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, I think kids' cartoons in general, a lot of them tend to have like jokes that kind of wink at the parents who are watching the show, right? Like that's always been a thing. Even with the more like kid-focused cartoons, like Bluey has a lot of that. And Bluey is 100% a kid's show. I mean, Bluey has a whole episode where both the parents have hangovers from partying the night before. And the kids want to play and the parents like can't. They're just like on the couch being miserable. Phineas and Ferb, yeah. We watched Gravity Falls last summer, my son and I, and we both really enjoyed it. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Anthony, yeah. They are Australian, yeah. It's a very drinky country, yeah. I think most countries are very drinky countries, though. But yeah, yeah. Yeah, Gravity Falls is so good. We loved it. We loved every minute of that show. Yeah, Bluey isn't just like guys. I've watched a lot of Bluey. All right, my kid was like, he kind of not quite still, but he was like prime age for Bluey. So I spent probably a year and a half of watching nothing but Bluey with my son, and I genuinely enjoy that show. It's not something I'm just gonna turn on and watch, on my own, but yeah, every season, multiple times, like yeah, and there's a lot of like very adult content, even if it's not like humor and alcohol and sex or whatever. Like it's just like there's adult concepts and there's very like deep concepts in the show that they touch on in a 5-minute episode. It's pretty crazy. Or just like very like relatable things as a parent. Yeah, Phaedrus, yep. I did hear in yeah, which is great. It's great cultured. Yeah, I think it's cool that they can do that. They do that in a very unique way. Um, I think it's the guy that voices Bandit said that originally, like their original pilot episode or whatever they filmed, um, the dad Bandit would like cuss, and they decided to change that like the last minute, so he just says biscuits or cheese and rice now. Like he'll say that in the show, but yeah, no kidding. Yeah, we can all relate to Bandit sometimes. Yeah, Mr. Rogers was like the OG of that, right? Like introducing like adult concepts to kids. Get that fixed. Small nerd people are still yeah. I get that. Sharpers are rock and mentally stable. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's right, Star Laser. Yeah, kids can definitely handle a lot, and some kids unfortunately have to handle a lot just based on their circumstances. The Land Before Time was one of my favorite movies as a kid. I probably watched that movie 50 times. We watched it once with my son, and he was like, "That's okay." Like, that's fair, kid. It's fair. You met Mr. Rogers once? That's cool. Yeah, Mr. Rogers absolutely was like that in person, wasn't he? Like, that's like his whole thing was he was the same person on TV and you know, outside of TV. Like, the man literally like lived what he believed, which is incredible. You think? Yeah, they're with us in a part of our families. Yeah, yep, that's true. Your daughter turns 18. Oh wow, yeah, yeah. I can understand. Nester, but still, yeah. We just have the one, so we'll be an empty nester when he's grown up. It's a commercial at the start of a Land Before Time VHS. That's great. Oh man, I'm sore. Man, he's not here right now. But Raja, if Raja pops his head in, I have to give a big shout out to Raja and my draw too. We were in do one more highlight on this stuff here. We were chatting about like gym stuff last Wednesday during the Patreon hangout, and Raja, being, you know, very experienced, he's been going to the gym for like 10 years, but also just very intelligent human being, was teaching us some concepts of, you know, weightlifting and everything. So I took some of his advice to heart, and I am sore right now, but also like I feel better, and I have increased weights on 6 machines since then, which is pretty wild to think about. The commercial for the TMNT movie, yeah. I'm gonna watch this with my son one day. Yeah, it feels good. I have also I have 2 exercises on machines, and I maxed out both of them. There are 2 separate machines I maxed out, which is wild to think about, because like I am not that like strong, but I guess I'm just gonna max out a machine. The animatronics and the TMNT, yeah. Those movies are great. I used to watch those all the time. Yeah, the Swole Dad, yep. You guys will see when I start gaming streams. There's your reason. If you need a reason to help donate toward the goal, there you go. I'm gonna bring it back full circle. That's what we're doing. What was I gonna say? Oh, dang, I don't remember. It's just pure intimidation. Yeah. While my opponent's taking their turn, I just sit off to the side. I'm just shadow boxing. Like that's what I'm doing. Yeah. Just completely intimidating my opponent. Now hold on, no, that's the Patreon exclusive stream, my draw. That's not weekly live stream there. Fear, surprise, intimidation. Yeah. Oh, you've been reading your command cards, haven't you, Phaedros? I know that one. I won an entire league, and that card helped me do it. That was a great win. Wild. That was weird stories of that experience in that league that I played in Legion, but Carry a dumbbell and do reps while you wait? That'd be great. That'd be hilarious. Yeah, the signature look of superiority. Oh, man. TPD Hub. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. So what I gotta do, I gotta look up the glow on their weapons, because I think it was pink. I think I did a pink glow on these weapons. Only TPD. Yeah, that art book is great. No, I played in this league, so it was 2019. It started like right after the Clone Wars stuff came out. I got it painted, learned how to play the game, and I jumped into this league. And I remember I started playing it, and then the second wave of clone stuff came out. So it was like Captain Rex, Count Dooku. Hold on, let's see if I have this right. Was that the same time? There was the Saber tank, the TX-130, and the AAT. No, that would have been it. So that was the third wave of Legion stuff. The second wave was like B2s and Phase 2 clones and stuff with Rex and Dooku. But so it started, and then the tanks came out. The tanks and like the droid commandos and stuff. Well, those tanks were nasty. They were very good. But I played in this league, and I played clones and droids, and you could switch between them. I was playing clones, and I remember I did a semi-final game, because it was like you play your games, and then afterwards the best records, they go on and they play into like a little bracket. So I was playing a semi-final game. What's up, Blue? How you doing? And in the semi-final game, I played clones, and it was smaller 500 point. It was skirmish games. So I played clones, and I had Captain Rex, and this was before clones were like super nerfed. So they were disgustingly powerful. So I had Captain Rex and a TX-130, and my opponent had Dooku and droids. And I remember just getting all the like standby tokens, and then just like burning through them to just kill everything. Like his Dooku, I think his Dooku he made it to my tank with like one wound. He swung on it once, and then I killed him and beat him. And then the final game, I brought Dooku and my droids against a guy who was playing Rebels. And this was, it was March of 2020. It was right after, it was like 2 days after our governor announced like the stay-at-home thing. Like school was out, everybody was home, COVID was happening, all that craziness, and we had our game scheduled. And I was like, all right, I'll go to your house and we'll play, and then we'll be done or whatever. We'll be cool. And I remember going to his house. I played him in a game, and I think he had it was Star Wars Legion, yeah, because he had Operative Luke, who was really good, and I had Dooku, and Dooku like face tanked Luke Skywalker, and then I won the game and won the league. But then was COVID. And that was the last game I played for literally months. I did not play a tabletop game after that for months. I also remember really random and sad, honestly, that gentleman I played, he ended up getting leukemia, and man, he fought it for years, and he passed away last year or the year before. Yeah, and he had his boy was maybe like 5 years old. It was horrible. Yeah. I think I played that dude twice in that game. Yeah. Hey, Blue, gifting the sub to Chipper Phoenix. Thank you so much. We got the goals going. They're moving slowly, but they're moving. John, decide to multiply? Yeah, I know. Yeah, this is that hantavirus or whatever might be crazy. Yeah, it does seem like it has been around for a while, so it's not unknown. And it's not like novel or whatever, right? And it also spreads a lot differently. So unless it's like, we get really unlucky with a mutation or something, it doesn't seem like it's going to be quite as bad. Okay, we're gonna do a little flow improver. Yes, we got our goals up, guys. Yeah, not again, yeah. Hey, we've had one once-in-a-lifetime pandemic. Why not two? We're using fluorescence and some glaze and wash medium. Get some flow improver. Transmission's a little higher than they want to announce. Yeah, there might be some like let's manage expectations. Yeah, what's going on, Sectrix? How you doing? Sorry, man. I see you there. Welcome in. Hey, I saw that Defiler on Instagram. Incredible work. Looks really good. Oh, Phaedros. Learning lessons. This is 2026. We don't learn lessons anymore. That's good to hear. It's a great model, though. That's good. Hey, guys, we are working toward an exciting goal of mine to, let's see. Yeah, it's good. Very pink. Very, very pink. So, yeah, I'm going to try to do some weekly live stream tabletop gaming. That's the plan. And there's a couple pieces of equipment I need. I think I have a lot of lessons learned. I have a plan on how to do it. I have most of the equipment I need. I just need a few more things. And there's actually a chance I need less than what I thought I did, just based on my draw. Oh, Crucial Blue getting that 10 stream streak. Nice, dude. Did I make you jealous? Is that what happened? But we're raising money, and the sooner we raise that money, the sooner I get moving on our weekly game streams. But I want to have guests on the stream. I felt inept, yeah. No, that's what my draw did to me, man. He's got like an 80 stream streak or more or something, and just like I didn't think this was possible. So, yeah, raising money. I need, I essentially need I need a few like technology things and some hardware, and we can get it going. So we're raising money for that. Now, each of those goals that are listed down here, right there, any of those goals that are accomplished means that the painting wife streams with me. So for each one. So potentially getting 3 painting wife streams out of that. And she may actually stream with me playing some board games and tabletop games as well. So that may happen, that may be happening as well anyway. But that is one of the things about those goals. This is 91. Oh my goodness. It's ridiculous. My only gripe, my draw, is that you didn't announce when you made it to stream number 69. You did 65 through 68, and then you went silent, and then you're like, hey, look, it's 70. All you had to say was nice, dude. That's all I wanted to say. Painting Wife learns how to paint Warhammer, learns how to play Warhammer. That's a long shot, but I don't know. If we're bored this summer, it might come to that. We want to do family board game nights on stream. That's something we want to do. Painting Sons, he's like, oh, we can play. He's like, we can play Wingspan and Photosynthesis and what we have Tokaido. He's been enjoying, or Pandemic. He's like, yeah, we can do all this stuff. Sounds like a 1,000 subs goal. If we get 1,000 subs, I will make sure she learns how to play 40k or 30k. We might do 30k instead. But yeah, board game night with the family, especially with summer. Oh my goodness, guys, we can do we do D&D campaign on stream. That'd be wild. That makes me nervous thinking about DMing a campaign in public. Like, that is that sounds nerve-wracking. But stuff like that, lots of stuff. But weekly live stream tabletop games with different guests. It's fun money flow. It's all right. We'll get there, and I want ways to incorporate all of you guys into these games too, and I am open to ideas. So if you have an idea like, hey, you can do this with your viewers, like have viewers like participate in this way in the games and things like that. I've been trying to think of things, but I don't have any like amazing ideas yet. To pick your brain on the kit you need, sitting on stuff you might need. Blue, yeah. Well, I may be talking to you. Because I'll take what I can get. Essentially, I'll mention it here. The things that I need. Here are things that I need. Yeah, spending bits to modify a roll. Yeah. Oh, you guys could sabotage me so hard too. Zen would love that. He hates playing tabletop games with me because my luck is always way too good. And I've been playing these games for like 25 years and he hasn't. So you could just completely sabotage me. Playing a game against him would be hilarious. We do like the Battle of Prospero. I do it with Killicam. I'd make that dude collect Space Wolves. And so we could do that. And then you guys just sabotage everything. Just completely change the outcome. So what I need, there's like 5 or 6 things I need. One that's somewhat up in the air is a camera. So I need a camera that I can keep in my game room, that I can hang up, and that will live in there. I can't move this camera here. I can't move that every week, because it sets up in a very specific spot. When I nudge it just a little bit, everybody freaks out. So I need a camera, and I can get a cheap camcorder, and there's a chance I might be able just to use a phone camera from an old phone if the camera quality is up to par. So that might happen, and that might be a purchase I don't need to make. I also need an a cheap laptop that can handle stream. So I can't stream from my desktop in another room. So I'm going to need something to run OBS. Mod Dice Sabotage from Beastie Boys plays. That's pretty amazing, actually. Yeah, that's good. So we could just do shenanigans. Could you imagine I had someone that's like a hyper competitive player, and we're like, yeah, we're gonna play like a sweaty game of 40k. They come in here and you guys are just like turning dice rolls into like nonsense and just screwing with the whole game. How furious that'd make somebody. But a camera, I need just a cheap laptop. I need some kind of larger screen, and like a cheap TV. You can buy TVs for like $80, $90, $100. Just to play chat, so we can read chat while we're playing games from across the room, and I'm not like stuck looking at my phone for chat or whatever. So that's something we need. I also need an omnidirectional mic that I'm hoping just to hang in the middle of the room, so we can just talk normally. We don't have to have like a lav setup or anything, because I hate lav mics. I own lav mics and I could never get them to work, so yeah, I need a couple like little mounting bracket things, but that's essentially what I'm looking at here. But I have the quality once you breach a certain monetary threshold. Yeah. I think I figured that out way too late. Yeah, the cheaper ones are awful. Yeah, because I have a set of lav mics I got for trying to do this thing before, and they were horrible. And it's like demotivating. Just like spending money on stuff and it's all garbage, and like I realize it way too late, and yeah. Yeah, I have good lighting. I need some brackets to kind of move where they are. Well, no, I don't need the brackets for this. I have brackets for this. I just have to move them. So I have like nice box lights and like other lights and stuff. My draw was telling me about using a phone as like a dice cam. So on dice, man. Yeah. Straight up changing the numbers would be something. Giving rerolls would be something else. I could do like Striking Scorpion 82 does this, where all of his like Patreon members, they have like, if you're a certain level, you become a dice during his games. And I don't even know if it's like, it's not even rerolls that he does. He just picks them up and throws them like they're better than other dice. But like having a Patreon die that either player can use, like, you know, during the game or something, or a person chooses who gets the die or something like that. Yeah, so lots of things that can happen, but we just got to hit that goal. That's all. So, and it's a pretty big goal, but again, I think it's a little lower if I'm able to use a phone as an overhead camera. If that quality is there, which is, you know, maybe, but if the quality's there, then we can do it. We're gonna let that dry. That it's fluorescent. I might do another coat because I like how it filled in the recesses, but I think I want a little more. But then otherwise, it's airbrushing and varnish on those. Okay, so here's what we'll do then. I'm going to work on some Star Wars Legion minis, because yes, I am a potato and did not prime any other Votann minis. I got those done so fast though. That feels good. I'll get some Black Templar out. No, come here. Blue, how are you doing today? Yeah, I'd love to do just like giant games, big thematic games, just crazy stuff. I know Kill Cam and I have been talking about just putting our whole Middle Earth collections on the table. My whole Khazad-dûm army and his whole Isengard army, and he has like almost 3,000 points. I have about 2,000 points, which is, you know, normal game in that game is about 700 points. So we got 3 to 4 times what we need for an actual game, which is pretty crazy. It should be a massive game that we play, but that might be something we do on stream. Putting these droids for Shatterpoint. Listen, you talk about the guy with an army of droids. My personal hell. Yeah, I don't know how the droids in Shatterpoint are, but I have painted many droids for Star Wars Legion, and they've all been great. He doesn't have a little belt thing, but he does have a buckle that might matter. He doesn't have a... Okay, so it's not all these guys. Blue, thank you so much, man. Thank you. Good old Gungan motorboat. Let's separate these out. Okay, that's a yes. Hey, that goes toward the goal. Every Gungan motorboat goes toward buying equipment and weekly tabletop game streams. So, exciting times. Yes, yes. Okay, so it is just about all these guys, not you. You, but you and you. Okay, and the actual gunners here. Alright, alright. Yeah, I'm excited and hope it works. I hope I can start it this summer. Just Twitch these goals or other platforms. So the donations are available for other platforms. But the sub goals and stuff, that's Twitch, subs and bits. Like YouTube doesn't have that. They have super chats, but I don't have those unlocked on YouTube because I am not monetized on YouTube yet. So I don't have the viewership hours required to be monetized on YouTube yet. So yeah, if someone donates, yeah, they are. The YouTube requirements are rough, yeah. I can understand there's like, if you have one video that goes even a little bit viral, like you're good to go, but it's getting to that point, right? Got to pull this. Oh, no problem, Mydrol, no problem. Good run. Get my own nonsense going. Yeah, no problem. Thank you so much, Chipper, for hanging out. I appreciate it. And next time, maybe tomorrow, we'll talk some more Heroes of Might and Magic. I have a crazy game going right now in Olden Era I've been really excited about, really pumped about. You could pay someone to make your video go viral. Dude, I'm trying to raise money for a couple cameras here, right? I don't got money to pay someone to make people watch my videos. Already running late? Oh no. Yeah, I'm excited for things though. I'm all pumped. That was my whole weekend. I was like, I can't wait to tell people about this. And I told Patreon on Sunday. So they've been in the know. Have like little things on here. upgrading their rigs to do cool stuff. Yeah, that's cool. It's exciting. I don't see a lot of people playing tabletop games on stream. At least not during the day. Yeah, you drive to Ohio, we'll get a game, Blue. You make it happen, I'll make it happen. Oh, okay, yeah, sure. Dude, consecutively, just non-stop. Drive all the way out here, play one game for 3 hours and leave. You can drive to Ohio for a game. Listen, here's the deal. We get this set up with some vetting. I will be open if people want to come and get a game. Now, the weird thing, the one like disadvantage of this is that my game studio is in my house. It's not like a separate place. yeah. So it's it's not like I can just meet someone somewhere and it's like cool, like this is literally like my family's home. So I do have to be a little show me the ropes. Give me the true dude, no, we're not doing fentanyl. I'm not giving you the true Ohio experience. yeah, we gotta do the Drew Carey opening. Background checks. Raja, what's going on? I think everybody would understand. Anybody in this hobby would understand. When I tell you that people in our hobby tend to be super weird. Okay. And it's the nature of the beast. I am not the most normal person either. I'm a pretty weird dude. But there are a lot of socially inept people that I probably would not be willing to have on stream. Just because it'd get really awkward. And while every single person in this chat seems like a lovely human being and completely well-adjusted and normal, you can probably understand my weirdness a little bit. We do, yeah, sometimes. Well, listen, there are always exceptions to the rule, right? But ADHD is a circle. It is, dude. It is. If I had like a separate like studio, I would totally just be like, hey, if you make the trip, we're playing games on the stream. The fact that it's like my family's house, I'm a bit more weary about that, because that's like just totally letting a stranger into my life in a weird way. Weird gamers are like the smelly gamers. There aren't a ton of them, but the ones are very noticeable. Yeah. That's true. But, you know, we have that goal we're working toward, and that's what we're going to try to make it happen. Not Mariam. Yep. You know, when I talk about how everyone seems like normal, well-adjusted individuals on stream, I wasn't explicitly talking about Greenleaf Terrain. That is one wild Canadian, but... Greenleaf, did you ever play games on any of Steve's channels? I can't remember if you said you have or not. I have a parasocial relationship. Where are the Maury results? OBS off a laptop? Why couldn't you make the setup portable? That's true. Yeah, so right now it's on my desktop, OBS. My problem is I don't have an outside space to film. I'm not filming at a game store. That is incredibly awkward. Would a laptop be powerful enough for streaming OBS? That's one of my goals, is to get one that is strong enough. yeah, I'm hoping I can get one that's the probably, I think, the largest individual chunk of my goal here is a cheap laptop, but one that can still run OBS. Yeah, library, yeah. Yeah, library conference room would end up being... That would be many hours. It'd be like 6 or 7 hours, because I would need to set up and tear down. But then I would need the rigging for the camera and mic setup and everything. And reliable internet. I think most libraries have good internet. I don't know if Wi-Fi would be okay to stream on. Do the same for some wood turning streams. Yeah, which would be really cool. Yeah, you should totally do that. That's like such a far off thing from what I'm used to watching you stream. You stream on Wi-Fi? Okay. Warhammer Clubhouse. So I have a local game store near me has a recording studio. However, they charge for the space if you want to use it. Or there's some... maybe that might work. Streaming on Wi-Fi does sound terrifying, yeah. They might just charge you to use their equipment. If you're just taking the room, you might just have to reserve it. That might be something worth asking. If someone wants to schedule a game, like someone that I don't know personally, right? Like meeting at the game store, if I could set that up. If that's doable. And then I could just literally have, like, if someone wants to come out to Ohio and stream with me, I don't have to give them my home address. They don't have to smell whatever food I was cooking the night before. Or whatever. Gross Ohio. Yeah, tell me about it. You get used to the Ohio smell when you live here. That's the thing. Yeah, that's actually a really solid idea. See, we're cooking. This is why I tell you guys things, because you guys have better ideas than I do. Go fuzzy on this. All right. Gotcha. You know us. You've been part of this community for a while. We're all well-acquainted friends. Yeah, we'll see. I have met, alright, in person, there is literally exactly one person that I have met in person who I met through Twitch, through my streams. And that's it. And it's a Spilled Paint Pot. He came out to Ohio for a business trip, and we hung out a couple times, playing some games and stuff. Yeah, he is a G. Yeah, the dude he's so chill and cool. Yeah. I think he might be coming back up to Ohio this summer. If he is, I'll see if he wants to stream a game. He plays, he seriously is, though. Like, yeah, he's a great person. I sensed no difference in him between his like chat personality and his real life personality. So, yeah, I would stream a game with him. He plays a lot of Malifaux, and I have literally never played Malifaux and have no idea what the rules are like. But I told him if he's back in Ohio this summer, I said we'll play 2 games. We'll play a game of Malifaux and we'll play a game of Heresy. Because he's got an Iron Warriors army, very nice looking Iron Warriors army. And maybe we could stream something. If the setup's together. That's the whole thing. We got to get the setup together first. And I figure whenever the goals are met, I'll probably need just a couple weeks before I start. I'll start scheduling things with people, but I need a couple weeks to get everything kind of set and kinks worked out and stuff, but we'll get the ball rolling. I think as soon as that goal is met, I'll probably start hitting people up to schedule games. I did tell people earlier, so if you weren't here earlier, you probably didn't hear this, but 2 things that are probably going to happen when I meet this goal before I start streaming games. I'm going to have to do a first name reveal. So I've got to tell you guys my first name, because some of the people I plan on streaming with don't know me as the Painting Dad. And I have a feeling that, like my nephew, he's 21, so like he's an adult, but he has always called me by my name, so I don't expect him to call me the Painting Dad. Or my oldest brother. That'd be so lame. My brother calls me the Painting Dad, like, while we're on stream. That's not gonna happen. So I had to tell you guys my name. You call yourself no, and then I also have to. I might have to do like a face reveal because I can see it now where I'm just like sticking my head into frame or whatever, and so I figured I'll show my face in my own terms. I'm pretty sure my son has said my name on stream, which is weird because he never calls me by my first name. But, you know, once it's on stream, once we're on stream, he'll call me by my first name, so. Be like the Joker unmasking Batman? Yeah. The toe reveals? I mean, that, hey, you never know. That's a Patreon exclusive. Everyone has their price. Degenerates. Rent's got to be paid somehow. Yeah, that's true. I got a mortgage. I don't have rent. So many rebels. Same difference, yeah. Yeah. Our droid has multiplied. Now there are two of them. This is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them. Oh, man. My son was watching Rogue One this morning. And he was at the point where they were on Scarif. It's incredible. The Rebel fleet, like, showing up and, like, the Rebel fleet stuff in Rogue One is possibly my favorite, like, scenes in all of Star Wars. Just so good. Getting to see actual ion cannons being used in, like, bombing runs from Y-Wings is so good. So good. Okay. We got those things. Next, we're doing some washes. Now, first we're going to do a black wash, and we're going to dilute this a bunch. So. Okay, we'll do 2-to-1. Flow improver to wash. Yeah, it's a good idea though, blue. Yeah, looking up places to play games, and then being able to having a more mobile setup. I'll have to go to my LGS. I'll go to that store and see what they have available and how it works and everything. Talk to Zen. It's the store Zen works at, as he's the Gundam champion. He'll give me the hookup. I do know they charge quite a bit if you want to use their equipment, so maybe if it's just like, hey, I just want the room and I have my own stuff, it might work out really well. Okay, so we're putting like a diluted black wash on the pants to darken them, and this is like super zoomed out. I was showing off my dice tray earlier. But yeah, we're doing this diluted black wash here. These pants to be all the pictures on these, the pants are slightly darker tone than everything else. Let's make it happen. I think actually a little more actual black in that. Yeah, it's better. Oh, you know what? I just thought during games, if you guys change a dice roll, a good clip to play would be Darth Vader on his I've altered the deal. Pray I do not alter it further. That's a good one. These rebels for you. These are mine. These rebels are mine. Yeah, my commission. I ran out of minis that I have primed, so I got to prime the rest of them tonight. But yeah, I'm just making some progress on my rebels. Trying to finish these by the end of May because there's a league starting up, and I want to jump in on it. You can have a collection that plays randomly. That's a good one. Yeah. Yeah, the episode 1, yeah, with Watto. Is that his name? What color did you do the base the pants? So these pants are I primed the mini in Pro Acryl Black Brown primer, their surface primer, and then I put like a heavy zenithal of Vallejo Gray surface primer just to make sure I covered all my bases, but then it put this nice like light gray on it. Bright neutral gray bright warm gray from from Pro Crow would also be a very good choice. But what I'm going to do, I'm washing them down with a diluted black wash. It's about a 50-50, a little more dilution than paint here. And then I'm gonna wash over the whole mini with Pro Crow Brown. It's a little loud. Turn that down just a little bit. Are you to advance anything from episode 1? You don't have to be a hater here, it's fine. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Yeah, it's a great base color. And it ends up looking like this on the minis. So I have a Tauntaun rider here. This is kind of the end result. On the uniform. So, good evening. Good evening to you, Zen. What's going on, man? How late is it? It's 1:30. Cyclist evening. You've been up to, man? Ready for a week of turning cardboard sideways. Yeah. Know what it is. It's like pulling out card game slang on us. Getting ready to shift some board, you know. Yeah. The dice sorter thing on Kickstarter? No, I don't think so. So you had to count dice. Interesting. Oh, you know what? I may have seen that. Yeah, and it has the different themes from like different 40K things. How much is it going for? Like, how much does one cost? Because I'm curious the price of convenience here. Yeah, so you're like, hey, I need 35 dice, and it just spits out 7 rows of dice, right? Is that... Yeah. But if you want like 33 dice, it spits out 7 rows of dice, and you still have to count by doing basic subtraction. Is that correct, or does it give you exact dice? I think I'm struggling to see like the like real use as opposed just counting and grabbing dice. You know, and they're like, yeah, it's only $99.95 for this dice sorter. it explodes. Yep. Everybody in a 5-meter radius is killed instantly. That's what happens if you don't put enough dice in. Very finicky technology. Okay, $8 for the STL. Well, it's just a thing where you probably just like push a button or pull a handle and it puts out 5 dice, right? That's basically it. Like, okay. I'm painting. I can't look at the link. I'm painting. I just want to assume the worst. Let me have that. Scroll down for the GIF. Okay. If I can just say 500 dice and 500 dice appear in front of me, like, I'm all about it. I'll check the link in a moment. I got 5 more dudes to paint here. This color. Fits in his scatter. You know, I think I remember that. Yeah, I remember it's like meant to sit on the board, which we had talked about, right? Didn't we talk about that? Zen was printing terrain that we can also use as a dice tray. Stole my idea. Everybody steals the painting dad's ideas. So you have to say TM after you say all of your ideas. Just have to declare it, right? Look at this dice sorter here in a moment. One more dude. Three goals before a weekly live. So the goal is just to get the monetary, like to hit the total number of dollars, which I've told people is around $600, provided like I don't have an alternate solution for the camera, which, you know, my draw said he would help me figure some stuff out with the camera, but we'll see if I actually have to get a new camera or not, but it's a whole different story. But goal is $600. Those are basically just goals that end up being like $600 that I get. Each of those individual goals, if they are met individually, then the incentive for each of those goals, the thing they get, stream crashing. I don't have any drop frames or anything. But if those goals are met, each one of those, I'm gonna get the painting wife to stream with me. Whether it's a painting stream or a video game stream she wants to do with me, but we're gonna stream together. So she's already agreed ahead of time to do this. Okay. Dice sorter. Oh, you just put them in it like instantly. Oh, okay. It just feeds the dice in fives. I get it. All right. All right. Oh my goodness. A 1,000 pound goal. This dude's made 75,000 pounds on this. Yeah, it is. It's little okay. All right. This is smart. Huh. Yeah, that's cool. What a cool idea. I don't want to paint their skin yet. Oh, that's what I'll do. Okay, let's get some silver. We got silver out already. You have neither a belt or a rank insignia. You do have right there. So we'll do some of this work and we'll wait for the other stuff to dry. Stream's good on YouTube? Okay, all right. The dice tower, but organizer the dice or output. Yeah, yep. It's a much simpler thing than I had expected. No, that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Hey Zen, I got a question for you. about streaming games. So Crucial Blue actually, well, it was Cultured American, or I guess initially proposed the idea, but Blue had a really good thought about this. So somebody asked if they could just come and play a game with me on stream. And, I'm half a mind of like, yes, that's a cool idea to get like, people that want to come and hang out. But then I'm also like, well, having people in my house who are strangers is kind of weird. So I was of like two minds. You had a good thought. Yep. Congrats, Culture American. They happen every once in a while to everybody. So Blue suggested finding somewhere to stream if my setup is maybe a bit more portable. Finding somewhere, and he suggested like a library or something to stream. And then that way people could come out. And I was thinking, well, the local store near us with the studio set up, I don't know what they charge. Like, I don't want to pay. I'm not paying to like live stream games or whatever. But do they charge if you just like rent the space, or do they only charge if you use the equipment? I don't know if you know or not. Yeah, I wouldn't rent a studio, and I would feel weird like going to a library or like playing in a in a public space is like accessible to a lot of people. But I do know that little studio room at the local game store is quiet, and if you can rent out times, that might be a good alternative if people want to come out and stream a game and play a game with me. Then probably make that happen. Even if it's like a once a month thing, like packing up all the equipment and bringing it, like hauling it over, like that's not the end of the world. Especially if I planned far enough ahead. Yeah, guest streamers and stuff. Like there's, yeah. So, Cultured American, if you want to come out to Ohio, play a game, we can probably make that happen. It has no rank insignias on him whatsoever. About 7 more here on this color. We'll see if we're good to put this other wash on him. Just so you guys know, for while I'm live, there is a discount for gifted subs. You gift 5 or more subs. A 35% discount. I only have so many hours worth of that promo to use. I'm not quite sure like all the details with it, but it's saying got misaligned. Weird. But I'm gonna try to keep it going all week while I'm live. So if anybody is in the mood to gift subs, it's a bit of a discount. And it goes toward that goal.
First of all, let me take just a moment to thank you for allowing me back into your home.
Hey, Joe McRoberts, thank you so much for following. You've never followed me on Twitch? That's crazy. Been on YouTube this whole time. Off Rebel Army, but snowboarding brands? Yeah. They just got like sponsorship stickers all over them and stuff. That'd be cool. I feel like Star Wars players might not have as much fun with that as like a Warhammer player would. Like Star Wars players are too crazy about minis being painted, you know, quote unquote correctly, but I think the jokes might be I know a Star Wars game called Tome. Stars play, I say with historical. It's not as bad as historicals, no. But I remember one of my first commissions was painting an Empire, like core set Empire, and I painted them pink because the client wanted them pink. He said he wanted pink as his favorite color. He wanted pink in his army, and so I painted them pink. And I remember posting pictures, and like people are laughing so much at that. So I want to make sure. So I thought they looked really good, so I was really proud posting the pictures of his army. You know, I mean, pink Darth Vader is like a whole vibe, though. So, in some sense, you know, I get it. Yeah, historical players do get a little weird, don't they? Their exact colors. You know, one of the reasons I would struggle playing historicals isn't because of people's judgment on those colors, because of my own. Because I would want to do that same thing with my own minis. Like paint them with the right colors and how they were used. And I painted some minis a few years ago for both my brothers. One of my brothers served in the army, was an army ranger, and the other one was a Marine, and I painted some minis for them. My oldest brother was a Marine, like he's into history and everything, so I had some World War II Marine minis, and I painted a squad, and I thought it was really cool. And then other brother isn't so much into that kind of stuff, but he was an Army Ranger, and I found some miniatures of U.S. Army Rangers that were the same time, like they were like coded for the same time that he served. So I was like, well, this is perfect. I ordered their minis. They were resin prints, but you couldn't order the STLs. Just a guy in Germany that printed his own designs and stuff, and I got them and everything and painted them, and I struggled so much to paint those minis correctly. It was killing me. Like, I wanted the right colors for things, and it was nerve-wracking. The issue with the inside of a Tauntaun being too hot. Keep my motivation up when I can paint the Winds of Inspiration strike. Yeah, being constrained. Yeah, it was rough. Yeah. Also, painting camo patterns is very difficult. They're great minis, though. It's like the everyday joke when I'm painting Star Wars. Dang Tauntaun joke. Non-stop. I think after this dries later this evening or something, I think I might put another coat of a black wash on their pants. I don't think it's quite dark enough to stick out once this brown wash is on. The brown wash will kind of mute itself out a little bit, but start me. No, we're not. I'm not getting into that today. Although it's a legitimate form of music. I saw a review for the Procro one-step paints. It was interesting. It was Stolly. He was talking about like the properties, like what makes one-step paints different from like normal contrast and everything. And it's essentially they mix like normal acrylic pigment with the type of pigment they use for contrast, and yeah, and it creates some differences. So it seems like it's a lot kind of thicker and not as much of a tint, which is kind of a strange way of going about it. I didn't like the skin either. No. I think when you thin it out, I think it'd be a lot better. And he said the set doesn't come with the medium, which is weird that the base set doesn't come with the medium that they want you to use with it. But yeah, I think they have a really good like selection of colors. And the orange in particular I thought looked really good, but they don't have like a great contrast property to them, right? They're very much like thinned, transparent paints in a way. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they'll have quite the same use as contrast. And I don't know if I call those paints like one step doesn't seem maybe like the most appropriate descriptor for what those paints are intended to do, because it doesn't seem like it's a one step paint. Yeah, a bit of a misnomer, yeah. Well, we'll see. I'm sure I'll grab some eventually. One thing at a time here. More interested in the pigment powders? Okay. Do they make oil paints, or they just do the they do like the heavy acrylics, right? That's the other thing they do. Yeah, I almost got half of them done. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yet one more. Almost halfway done. Hope you guys don't mind stream going a little longer today. Well, I'll be back on tomorrow. I'm going to be continuing Votann minis. And we'll keep talking about our weekly game streams. I am open to ideas. You guys have already added so many good ideas what we can be doing for this, so it's exciting. Just need to get these things happening, basically. It's been good. Oh, cool. Okay, so they last longer because your area and stuff. I don't think I'm really in a low humidity area, though, unfortunately, but that's very interesting. Painting Son has his first soccer game tonight. Hoping it's good. Hoping he has fun. In a weird soccer season already. Get some more wash down. For a wash I don't particularly like, I go through this stuff so quick. All the work I'm doing on these uniforms, the thing that's going to make them look the best, or be the biggest changes when I start painting the faces on everybody. Yeah, I like their washes. They're very different from some of the others, and this brown wash in particular, I've never really liked, just because its color is so different from like any other brown wash. But then they've since released the brown gray wash that's really good, like Agrax or shade kind of color that we're used to. But then I don't like this wash, and I feel like there's no use for it, and then I end up going through these bottles so quick. This wash. Seven more. Guess I'll take a little bit. I am going to put a wash on their gun. Helps even it out, and this poor dude is glued on to the base. Oh man, some of this black wash is still drying. Okay. Somebody's already dry. Well, this will have a good amount of time to dry. And get to head to a hardware store and buy some more isopropyl. So my ISO was getting filthy. More here. Just 4 more dudes. And then I don't think you guys will see these on stream the rest of the week. But I'm going to try to work on them my own time. The sooner I get these done, the better I feel. I could definitely finish these this week if I wanted to. There's not a lot. Star Wars minis are always so quick to paint compared to things like 40K or any Warhammer mini. Just if I'm gonna sit down and do it.
I believe every day's a good day when you paint. I believe it'll bring a lot of good thoughts to your heart.
Hey, Reaper Miniatures, thank you so much for the raid. What's going on? Hyper Bunny 99. Welcome. Loris Painted Minis. Thank you so much for the follow. How you guys doing? I'm finishing up a little bit here on a few Star Wars Legion minis, and by a few I mean 22 of them. But we're just getting some washes on them real quick and
just a moment to thank you for allowing
getting them
me
going.
back
Hyper Bunny, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. Reaper Miniatures, how goes? If you're still chilling. Guys, I'm the painting dad. I literally chill and paint minis. And I do that 4 days a week. Alright, Zan, have a good one. I did have, if you see the stream description there, the title, I did have an announcement today that I am looking forward to and attempting to get it going. To start live streaming some tabletop games. So there's just some things I need to do to make that happen, and but I'm really hoping I can make it work. I have most of what I need. I just need to raise a little bit of funds to get those last couple of items I need to make it happen. But I'm excited to open the stream weekly, playing tabletop games, not just painting. Studio 489. Oh yeah, man. Are you friends with Greenleaf Terrain? Studio 489. Because my lord, that man comes in here every single stream, and he's just like, "You're not my real dad," and it's, "You said you were going out for milk. You missed my baseball game." That's what I imagine Greenleaf Terrain sounds like, honestly. But yeah, how you doing? There's a couple little mistakes on these minis, but we have plenty of time to correct. A kindred spirit, definitely kindred spirit. Yeah, probably pretty close. He's Canadian. Is that what your average Canadian sounds like? I don't know. Okay, last dude. I just need a little bit more here. Be this squad leader. Yeah, we're just painting minis. That's what we're doing. We're just wrapping up for the day. It sounds like someone's sneezing. Boo. Oh, you're in Michigan? Yeah, you got the accent. You know what's up. I live in Ohio, but I do love our Michigander friends, so I have family from Michigan, and they're all lovely people. Columbus gang? Nilco? Do I know you? I am from Columbus. Well, the Columbus area. I don't live in Columbus proper, but... Alright, so we were putting a brown wash in these minis. You need to paint more, yeah. Miles of miles, yeah. Yeah, Round Table's incredible. I wish I lived closer to there. I would probably be there every week. I do spend I think the majority of my hobby income there, though. It is the nicest hobby store I think I've ever been in. And I know most of the owners, and they're all very nice people who have a ton of experience doing this stuff. So, yeah, good deal. Nile, I bet we've met. What kind of games you play? I'm painting Star Wars Legion here. I play 40k. I play 30k. 30k is my big game. I play Middle Earth SPG. I went to a tournament at Round Table recently. Yeah. Yep. My nephew plays 40. Yeah, he plays 40k as a watcher. He has been in my streams before. Yeah, I don't think he's not like a Twitch viewer, though. I don't think he watched live streams. He's also busy with a career, and he's getting married in like 3 months. So, and he just graduated college. Give the kid a break. He got a bachelor's degree in 2 years. Kid's crazy. 40k and AOS. Yeah, the Mechanicum minis. Oh, they're so good looking. Yeah, Mechanicum's so cool. We have like the Mechanicum dude is in the area too, in kind of our local group. So if you look up on YouTube like guides on playing Mechanicum and stuff, he's a local. There's like one dude that consistently has videos, and it's him. So these minis that are mostly dry, yeah, it's just a nice change of the color. Yeah, okay, there you go. Yeah, well, sweet. So you know what's up. All right, you guys. I do think it's time. Thank you for coming to hang out, though. It's great to meet you guys. I will be on tomorrow, which is a Wednesday, right? Wednesday from 11 to 2. I also, if you're new to this stream, you'll see I have like a giant goal, like 3 big goals at the bottom of the screen there. Those are to raise like some money so I can get to do like, I want to do weekly tabletop gaming streams. So I have like a setup, and I have most of what I need. I need a few more things, and each of those individual goals kind of go toward the big picture of getting those things that I need. And I may need to raise a little less than that, depending on a question or two I need to answer about cameras that I may not have known about. But that's what those are for. So those are just some goals to help me raise some money for that. But I'm looking forward to being able to play games on stream. Like that is, I love playing games even more than I love painting minis. So yeah, hopefully we can get to do that. Hopefully this summer we can start. It'd be a fun time. But I plan on playing a variety of stuff, having local people come to play with me and everything, and just hanging out and having a good time. But I'm going to call the stream there. I will be on tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern. And, yeah, we'll be chilling. We'll be painting some Leagues of Votann tomorrow is what we're working on. So, I have a good, what is that, six more Votann infantry models, including the new, what's his name, Barrack Stormbrow or something. And then I also have a Hecaton Land Fortress to work on. So we're trying to get that stuff done this week. John Lockridge, what's up? Remember when Grandpa Joe took all Charlie's mom's money and blew it on? Yeah, that was Grandpa Joe. It's the worst. Yep. He deserves the hate. All right, you guys, have a wonderful afternoon, and I will see you all tomorrow. John Lockridge, Nalco, Cultured American, Studio 489. Who else we got in here? I'm going to say bye. Zen already left. Hyper Bunny, Joseph McRoberts. Thank you so much for hanging out, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, everybody.